What's up guys and welcome back to On The Brick with another minifig showcase. Congratulations to Primo3859 for being the only person to correctly guess that this week would be Gar Saxon. A lot of people assumed it would be a Cantina band member, but there's no customs of that as far as I'm aware. But yes, this is the Gar Saxon that comes from Tumino or Micromee, and this is painted by them. Gar Saxon was of course a Mandalorian and a commander of the Mandalorian Super Commandos in Maul's Shadow Collective. Later, he would actually become Imperial Viceroy and Governor of Mandalore during the Galactic Empire. However, back during the Clone Wars, he was actually one of a two-man team that helped rescue Maul from the Spire, and later even commanded Maul's ground forces during General Grievous's invasion of Ord Mantell. Of course, he was also quite present during the Siege of Mandalore, where he was responsible for executing Mandalorian Prime Minister Almec on Maul's orders. There's also a whole fight with Sabine Wren and a lot of other stuff in his history that I would encourage you to go and look at yourself in both the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. Full disclosure on this figure, I did buy it secondhand from Blackwell Bricks on Instagram, and I got it at a cheaper price than you would getting it straight from Tumino/Micromee. This one is actually painted directly by Tumino, as I said, and so the quality is a lot better than the one I showed off last week, and it really helps show the detail and somewhat intricate design of these armor pieces. I know some people are going to say that this is a little too bulky, but personally I find this perfectly fine. I personally really love the grooves and details and, well, the 3D aspect of the armor itself. There is actually printing on here as well. You can barely see it on the sides of the legs and the sides of the torso. There is also printing on the front of the legs, so it's just hard to see. And so I'm not actually entirely sure if the armor itself is printed, but I'm going to say it's painted for reasons we'll get into in just one second. Either way, the gauntlets on the arms do look really good, even if they are a little big. The shoulder pads are nice. All of this is pretty generally good. On the back, there is a backpack with the rocket on top. This is like the Jango Fett version. However, you might notice that the rocket is missing, and that's why I got it for a cheaper price. But just like with the Iron Patriot last week, this is magnetic, so you can just pop it off. There's magnets inside of both of them, and it pops right back on extremely easily. I have to say that I love this aspect of Tumino figures, even if it does raise the price a little bit. And then there is the helmet, which in my opinion looks really good, except for the visor, and this is why I'm saying that this is painted, because that visor looks painted. If you've ever done any painting, then you know white and yellow are pretty difficult to paint with, and this looks like it. While not necessarily bad, it is the only part that really stands out to me. Also, there's nothing underneath the helmet. I'll show that at some point here. I do have to say that I love these horns on top. I do love how big they are. The only problem I have is that you can see the printing/painting is coming off on the tips. And these things aren't cheap. These figures cost like $70 depending what you're getting. They absolutely should not be rubbing off like this. I don't know if there isn't sealant used or what's happening here, but it is a little disappointing to see that. Printing aside, I do love the look of this helmet though, and I think it is probably the best Mandalorian helmet I've seen. Another thing I do like about this figure in particular is that it actually does have mobility. You can move the arms, unlike last week. There is actually the ability to move them here, and you can also move the legs as well. So if you wanted to use this for some light play or stop motion or something like that, you can actually do that. Also, here is this version next to the Clone Army Customs version that I'll show off at some point in the future. It's pretty easy to see the difference here, and you can probably understand why the one on the left costs significantly more. Eventually, I will be showing off the one on the right, but next week we are going to be looking at the final Bad Batch figure. Please do let me know your thoughts on these. I actually really enjoy reading the comments and hearing what you guys have to say. If you're a fan of Gar Saxon, Tumino, or Clone Army Customs, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see future showcases. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons who help make getting figures like this even possible. You can join them at the link in the description down below, and even get shoutouts like Jonathan and Project Elements. My voice got away from me there, but no one listens to this part anyway. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.